How has Hinduism changed throughout history? Where did Hinduism come from? Where did it go? Where did Hinduism come from, Cotton-Eyed Joe? In order to compare what Hinduism is like in different places, it's important to establish what Hinduism and Hindu life was like in India. Hinduism was originally spread throughout ancient India between connections between individual societies. Due to Hinduism having little to no competition in the early ages, that is until Buddhism came along, it had no trouble replacing other tribal religions. Hinduism and Indian culture have always influenced each other. For example, the caste system in India became a part of Hinduism, and then its integration into popular Hindu thinking helped to justify its existence. With as much success as Hinduism has had in India, the spread of Hinduism and its dominance over the Indian region would be disrupted in the 11th century when powerful Muslim conquerors took control of northwestern India. The differences between these two religions would create new sects and religions combining many different beliefs and practices of the two, the most famous being Sikhism. Also, Hindus used to worship the same gods that their family traditionally would, but today most people can choose their gods. There are 4 main sects of Hinduism: Saivism, Shaktism, Vaishnavism, and Smartism. Shaivism is the oldest, believed by some to have always existed, and Shaivite Hindus worship Shiva, the destroyer. Shaktism is about 1500 years old, and Shaktas worship the motherly goddess Shakti or Devi. Vaishnavites worship Lord Vishnu and his many avatars. And Smartas, also called liberal Hindus, treat all deities the same and leave the worship of those deities up to the followers. All of these 4 sects have several different expressions within them. Due to a lack of a proper central authority or power over the religion, many different beliefs and practices were developed over time as Hinduism spread and evolved, but the central themes were kept mostly intact. There are plenty of smaller sects present mostly in India. One of those is Ganaptism, and is a sect of Hinduism worshipping Lord Ganesha, god of new beginnings. It is influential in Maharashtra, India. There is also Shrautism, which is ultra-orthodox, and Juergensmeyer, aka Saurism, which started in Vedic tradition, which many sects are related to. Hinduism first spread to Southeast Asia in the first few centuries AD. At first, Hinduism in Southeast Asia was mostly just followed by nobility. The Gupta Empire, around the 4th to 6th centuries, would lead Hinduism to spread more to Southeast Asia and become more popular. Quote, "The dominant form of Hinduism exported to Southeast Asia was Shaivism, though some Vaishnavism was also known there. Later, from the 9th century onward, Tantrism, both Hindu and Buddhist, spread throughout the region." Kaumaram is a sect that worships the god of war, Kartikeya, also known as Subramanya or Murukan. Mythology about Kartikeya became popular around 200 BC, and Kaumaram is now popular mostly in southern India and Sri Lanka, but also many geographically close nations. Hinduism probably came to Indonesia in the 1st century, and it mixed with Javanism, a religion from the island of Java. When Buddhism came in during the 6th century, it and Hinduism did not just coexist, but actually merged in some cases.
I have a pen, I have an apple, apple pen.
This merging demonstrates the universality of Hinduism. Hinduism and Buddhism do not just share ideas. The line between what is Hinduism and what is other is blurred by Hindu openness to varied thought. Hinduism in Russia? It's called Slavic Vedism, Slavic Hinduism, or Neo-Vedism. That tradition is more related to Vedism, which is also called Ancient Hinduism, and is less related to modern Indian Hinduism. As fun as I am sure it has been learning about all the different sects and their spreads, all good things must unfortunately come to an end. Let's shift gears to what I know you've all been waiting for: analysis. As personal and adaptable as Hinduism is, how come it is still almost exclusively present in India? One huge contributing factor is that Hindus generally don't actively proselytize. They don't try to persuade non-believers like members of other religions are known to do. There are groups, though, that do try and spread the joy of Hinduism. While that is certainly a contributing piece to the puzzle, we believe that the integration of societal Hindu practices, like the caste system, into Hindu culture, which helps Hinduism in India, hinders it more in other places more than a lack of proselytism could. No other place's caste system has lasted as long as India's, so if a Hindu person were to believe that participation in the caste system was the best way to practice Hinduism, they better have been in India. But still, with those reasons working against them, these groups outside of India have sprung up over the ages and changed what it meant to be Hindu to them. Hinduism let them exercise their faith in their own way, but still unite under the banner of Hinduism with their common principles, which made it powerfully personally connective. Anyway, enough of what we think. What aspect of Hinduism's diversification and spread did you find most intriguing, and why do you think that Hinduism spreads the exact way that it does? That's all, and thank you for watching our presentation. Sources and works cited can be found in the video description.